Alright everybody, hello. Let me turn this music down real quick. You sent 1600 plus messages here, which is double the amount you sent in Midge's chat. Well, to be fair to Midge, right, you probably would be closer if Midge streamed more often, because he's been so busy that he hasn't streamed as often as he probably could have. Obviously, in my case, I've only been streaming full-time since September, so 3 months, more or less. So, Promise, thanks for the follow. You spent 1,600 messages. That's a lot of messages, though. Like, 1,600 messages is a lot of messages. And you've not been here in every single chat. Sorry, in every single stream. This guy's being signed. Ooh, he's speedy as a baseline. Good balance, good agility. Not got really good mentals across the board, but has a solid technical base. Can cross, which is the most important thing for wingers for me. I think we sign him. He's free. And even if he's mediocre, be able to flip him for a couple million in a year or two, maybe. To a different team in Germany or to a different team in Europe. You spend 100 hours of your life here, 131 in Midges. Wow. That's crazy. Alright, his crossing rolled a bit low. But his physicals rolled pretty well. And he's got some good determination, good flair, good technique base. This guy will do just fine. Depending on rolls, that's what the real thing is questioning. I mean, hang on, I think I've streamed for over 1,000 hours. 1 second. Let me check my my little thingamajiggy bob here, because I have it on my other screen. No, it doesn't say in that one. If I do this, it should tell me in here. Yes. I think it's close to 1,000 hours, somewhere around there. 350 hours I've streamed this year. So of those 350 hours that I've streamed, you've been here for a little bit under a third of it, which is crazy. And also very, very cool. Anyway, today we have the last two matches of the Bundesliga. We have Bochum and Wolfsburg. Beating Wolfsburg will basically confirm us to be in the top 6. Bochum, beating them would allow us to no longer be really in contention to fall out of the European slots. So 2 wins would be nice. We had some of our best form at the end of the year. So we'll see how we do. Expecting a draw. You missed most of your early streams because of the time, but since you've switched to this time slot, I can be here quite regularly. Yeah, because I switched from streaming in the evenings, because when I was working, I couldn't stream during the middle of the day. Obviously, I was working at the time. And now that I switched to streaming during the afternoon, basically, it's different, you know. Because I used to more or less not have an option. I would have to stream at that time of the day, right? Because it was the only time I had. I would either have to stream in the middle of the day, or I'd have to stream super early in the evening, super late in the evening, and that wouldn't really work. Yeah, my plan is to try and do well here, and then in the interim, in the summer here, we can bring in a few players who can help us win now. Maybe push some of the players we have down the pecking order, because we need a center defensive mid, we need a striker. We might have a striker in our 20-year-old that we brought in last year, who has grown really well on his loan to West Brom. He's also English, Sorry, he's also German, which is important because we don't have enough German players on our squad. We need a centre back, maybe two centre backs even, and we need another midfielder for sure. Me and Major, your current entertainment for your job application spree. Very nice. I got some of my first feedback from an actual application I did a little while ago, where they were like, "Yeah, we don't think you're good enough for this role, but everything else about your CV looks great." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I nearly sent 9,000 chat messages this year. Ironically, actually, Anto, you're my second biggest fan of the year, behind only Cody. Oh, Ezi Adibe with a fantastic goal from a little bit of range on that one. Very nice. Honestly, I don't think wearing a hat suits this. I've also got the "you're great, but our applicants have more experience" emails. Yeah, that, or I've got a lot of automated returns from like LinkedIn. Like, they've moved on to the next application process, and you have not been chosen. Happens more often than I'd like to admit, to be honest, and it's kind of annoying. Good takeaway from Nets there, and great find for Isaiah Dibe to get into that position and find the overlap. Oh yeah, that's right. Driver's licenses. Yeah, I always forget you can't drive. I'm sort of having to like lower my expectations and start to apply to jobs that are like fully in the office, and I hate it because I know if I get that, if I know if I get a job that's fully in the office in like Dublin, I will hate my existence for the entire time I'm at that job. Oh, Lorenzo Colombo almost puts himself into a great scoring position here, but unfortunately he gets stopped. Oh, George Horgan almost scored again there off the corner kick. Good job, Pagnon. Find the pass. Ah, blocked by Engelhardt. Ooh. Let's bring on Anto. It's almost the end of the season. Let's see if he can score a few more goals. Let's bring him in out wide, and we'll bring on BMC up top. No, wait. We should take off Yuri Karpenko as well. There we go. I've watched all myself as a. Oh, that bounced into Luka Netz's pocket. Very good for him. On the Twitch recap size, I have watched almost 1,400 hours of streams. Well, over 1,400 hours of streams, and I've been on Twitch for almost. There's 365 days in a year, so that would be 57. There were 57 days this year where I didn't open Twitch at all. You're on Twitch 333 days. Nice. My most watched channel was Midge, obviously. I watched almost 400 hours of him. Sent nearly 1,750 chats. Your hours watched was an even 1,600. That's pretty cool. My top 5 was Midge, Component Casts, Mitch, Rival, and then Matt Lang. Oh, good pass. Oh, Billy McGregor Kustrain buries one. That's another BMC goal. Looks like all that training starting to pay off. BMC starting to get himself a few goals. Except for a lot of being depressed this year, so you most watch streamers are American, Australian because you haven't been sleeping. Yeah, I get that too. I've had it a lot more recently because I don't have like the formality of having to keep a schedule. I keep a schedule because it helps like with my mental, but I'm not the greatest at like maintaining it myself. So a lot of the time I sort of force myself to do stuff. Honestly, like a Tottenham or a Real Madrid for 100 million, I think that would be enough for us to go out and get some really good players because we have a goalkeeper who can replace him who's pretty good already on the bench. But yeah, I get that, Anto, for sure. Like I get that, you know. It's one of those things where I think I unfortunately ended up unemployed at the wrong time because things have just been really difficult, and with a lack of monetary income, it's been very hard to like do things that I usually would do to keep myself mentally active and mentally stable. So like I've been doing stuff that I usually wouldn't do, like not getting to sleep until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and then waking up at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning and not being able to get back to sleep again, which is something I only ever really did when I was working security and or depressed. So, you know, not great at all. Though I have been sleeping better recently. After that really bad event on Monday where I didn't get to sleep until like 6 in the morning and woke up at 8 o'clock. I've been actually sleeping pretty okay this week. Everything happened at the wrong time, yeah. That tends to be how it works, right? Because what was I had work let me go. I went on holiday, and then the person I went on holiday with broke up with me. And then I haven't been able to find a job. So yeah, things have been ultra mega depressing the last few months. But hey, that's how life is. Okay, we got some more scouting reports. Ooh, this 18-year-old keeper at PSG, an American. Born in Suffolk, Virginia. Can speak English and French. Yo, same, you took a girl beard. Damn. That's exactly what happened to me as well. Well, not really exactly what happened, but I took them out to Spain, and we talked we talked on and off because like we were really busy, and then we went to an event in October together. And then we basically didn't talk for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then they asked me, "Hey, will you come down to this place and meet up with me so I can talk to you?" And I was like, "Grant, no worries, I'll be down." And then I was down, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm breaking up with you." So that was nice. A nice way to spend my Saturday. Well, hey, that's life. Oh, wait. This guy's at CC Mariners. Hmm. This guy's got great touch, great passing, great marking, good technique. Physically is fucking awful. How are we doing, or shall I just send ice cream? I think we're not doing too bad, Red. Thanks. I don't imagine I can sign this guy. Unable to complete the move in the near future. Yeah, I thought so. We'll add this guy to Wonder Kids indefinitely. Because this guy... Same with this guy. Holy fuck. Alright, guys, we're finding people. They're a bit young. Those last two guys were 15, but maybe we can find somebody. This guy looks good. No. His agility makes him very interesting. We'll see. This guy's fast and not short, but he hasn't got much else going for him. Oh, Mexican goalkeeper. Depending on his roles on marking, passing, and tackling, this guy could be very good. If that tackling comes out at around 13, that passing comes out at 12, and that marking comes out at like 15, he could be very good. His heading does let him down. His 8 to 11 heading lets him down, but he's got good bravery. He's got good aggression, good anticipation, good decisions and determination. Not terrible down here in this like important mental part. Has okay all-around physicals. This guy could be pretty good. I'll add him to the Wonder Kids list. So yeah, welcome to the time of year where we get in a bunch of scouted players here. 16-year-old goalkeeper. Give him a full scout. You never quite know what you might get. Peter Marszewski. Good first touch. Good marking. Moderate tackling. Good technique. Great positioning. Good all-around technicals. Is glacially slow. Like, I mean, this guy moves about as fast as I do with both my legs tied up at my ankles. Okay, jumping reach. Like, this guy, I'll sign him. Not because I think he's going to be, but I think he'll be a good sale in like a year's time. $102 million. Honestly, shipping out Stevenson for $102 million would be an incredible deal for this club. A 15-year-old center back who is moderately tall, good first touch. If he rolls high on his first touch, his heading, his marking is not great, but he's got good tackling though. A minimum of 11 tackling is not bad. He's not also slow. He's also quite strong. This guy could be very, very good. Born in Mexico. Speaks Spanish and English. This guy goes on the shortlist. This might be one of the best potential 15-year-olds I've ever seen. Like, let's just say his first touch is a 13, his heading's a 14, his marking's a 7, his tackling's like 15, his technique is a 12. Like, this guy could be very... He's also either-footed. What the fuck? Am I out of my mind here, Anto? Do I think Jaime here could be like one of the best? He's 15 and valued at nearly over 7 million. This guy has like legitimate like possibility of being one of the best center backs in the world, I think, as well. Am I loony? Am I a bit crazy in thinking that, or? Needs a bit more pace. I mean, yeah, but his pace is a good... Like, having 11 to 17 pace... His acceleration obviously lets him down a bit. But, like, his actual pace is pretty good. He's not like this other guy who we just looked at. This guy, Powell. He is, like, glacially slow. Like, this guy is a mountain. And that's it. He is a huge human being who can jump. Who's got good decisions. Good positioning. Like, this guy is purely a signing because I think in 2 or 3 years time after he goes out on loan to like a Dreiliga or a Zweiliga like club for a year, would be very good. The other guy has enough base stats in his pace and acceleration that he could be good enough to be a rotational player. Depends on if he rolls on the high or low side of the 9 to 15s, indeed. Like, where is he? If this guy rolls in the high ranges of these 10 to 15s that he has, I mean, his teamwork obviously is between 15 and 20. His determination is good. Same with his mentals up here. This is what I'll do, actually. I will go to my, what's his name? Jaime Hernandez. Scout priority. Jaime Hernandez. Prioritize assignment. Let's see if he's actually any good. But I think he could be one of the best possible centre-backs in the world, because if he has that kind of pace and a decent acceleration, I think he could be legitimately very, very good. The aggression could be a double-edged sword if his tackling and decisions are on the low side. His tackling has a minimum of 11, which is pretty decent. His decisions, I think I remember seeing, were pretty okay. But, like, I would rather have him, like Jaime, over having Powell in a lot of situations. Largely because Powell is slow as fuck. He has 5 acceleration and 8 pace. Literally the only reason I'm signing him is because he's free and will help us like meet certain criteria for developing in our youth system. He will either play for BMG 2 or he will play for BMG under 19s for a year and then go out on loan. You know, he'll be here for maybe a year or two and then he'll be shipped out somewhere to like make us a little bit of money, you know? Which is why I always tell people to check out the MLS, because you could always find someone there who's available for really cheap, who might not be the best player you can find, but he might be good enough at the very least to play rotational minutes for you, which is more than you need, right? Serdar, I think you're on the way out, my friend. We are going to start Anto up top in this game, given it's his last game here at Wolves. Sorry, not at Wolves, at BMG. I'm going to start all the lone players we can. He's not fit enough. We will put George Horrigan there. Yeah, it's fine. Since he can't play, we'll put Drew. We'll start Drew there. You want to buy Colorado? Amateur Raf on loan. One of the job requirements you're reading is must be able to lift 50 pounds. What kind of job are you looking at that they need to lift 50 pounds, Anto? Like, 50 pounds is not a lot, is not a small amount of weight for most people. Hang on, let me do some quick math on that one. What's it called? Pounds to kilogram. 50 pounds is 20 kilograms. I mean, that's not light. For some people would see that and be like, that's way too much. Network field technician, probably some of the kit you have to carry, I'd assume, right? I guess. I'm not sure on that one. You feel like lifting 50 pounds solo is a breach of manual handling? I've lifted more than that, and I've had to do manual handling before. It's largely due to, like, you know, like, I'm sure there's people who would help you, but I don't know exactly what the situation there is legally. What is the lifting weight limit for manual handling? No specific limits for manual handling and lifting at work. So you can lift 20 kilogram stack of laptops, so you should be fine. Yeah, you should be fine. 50 pounds is like 22 kilograms, I think. Alright, let's make some shubs here. It's always more the shape and size, yeah, for sure. 20 kilograms over an even surface area, super easy to lift. 20 kilograms trying to be at one end, 19.5 kilograms at one end, 5 kilograms at the other, much heavier to lift. He's onside. That's very unfortunate. There was a lot of good tackles made in that, but none of them really worked. That's frustrating. Alright, let's make another sub here. Who are we taking off? Ramed, you're not playing very well. Sebastian, you're coming on. Evan, you're coming off for Billy. Damn. Oh, has to go back to his keeper. McGregor back to Arndt. Arndt goes over to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy's in a dangerous position. Cuts inside, find Arndt, who goes to Colbert. Colbert shoots, goes wide. Very unfortunate. Well, that was an unfortunate way to end the year. But we went well at the end of the year. I think we're still going to be in Europe on goal difference. Yeah, we're still going to be in Europe on goal difference. I believe because of... Yeah, we qualified for the Conference League, which isn't as good as we'd probably... But it does mean at the very least we have a chance to win a competition we have not won before in this save. We have never actually been in the Europa Conference League before. This is our first time there. Which is pretty interesting, honestly, given that at Wolves we won a Europa League before we won anything else. So we are looking at... We've got ourselves 50 million. We've had a few bonuses pay out for winning for our position in the Bundesliga. So we've now qualified for the UECL. I think. Let me check our rules here real quick. Rules. We are in what position? Sixth. So we can get into the Europa League phase depending on who wins the DFB Pokal. And if I go to our competitions, who's in the DFB Pokal final? It's Eintracht Frankfurt versus FC Bayern. If FC Bayern manage to win that, that means that we will... that basically means that we will go into Europe. We'll go into the Europa League through the league stage. Because of the fact that someone above us won the... won it, basically. Karpenko is going to be missing a game as well in the new year because of his yellow card limit. Okay. So who are we looking to shift? So, Anto, you're going to have to go, 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 and you're going to go. Because you guys aren't going to be here next year. Stevenson. 105 million. Going to get rid of him there now. We're going to put Jonas Erbig in the goalkeeping position. Because he's actually a pretty decent goalkeeper. He was good for the time that we had him as well. He's fair to him. He's been incredible. Our starting right back is Yuri Karpenko. We have Andrei Pilev. We have... Who's our other... Do we have another centre back? We have Andrew Omibadi-Dele. We have Serdar Sarkic. Andrew is being looked at by Crystal Palace. Probably going to ship Andrew out, honestly. If we can. There's not been a return on his offer yet. That means we're basically starting with Pilev and Connor Doherty in net, in the back. Our defensive midfielder is Mambanza. Our playmaker is not Shaughnessy, sorry, Arndt. Our left winger is Isaiah Dibe. And our striker is BMC. Which leaves us with this basically on the bench. Luca Netz. So we left back a right back, a left winger, and a right winger. And that's all of the depth we have at this team right now. We've got a lot of things I think we need to do this year to get this team into a position where it can do well. In net. Let me just go to my squad planner and do this way. No. At right back. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we really need another defensive midfielder for sure. We also probably need wingers too. Yeah, we also need a striker. It's going to be tough to move in all the players we need to move in, to be honest. Board are delighted, the supporters are delighted, because we've qualified for the Europa League because we got 55 million in the transfer budget. And 58 million in the transfer budget, which isn't an awful lot of money when you think of it, how many people we need to bring in, to be honest. We for sure could use some better talent, to be honest. We're going to have a lot of players coming in the transfer window, but not a lot of them are going to actually be here to what's it called? We're going to need to bring in a lot of players who are actually going to be capable of playing right now. And we don't really have that, is the problem. So let's see if we can find any players right now who we need to bring in. We need a center back. That's for sure. Between the ages of 15 and 28. Yeah, that works. They are slightly interested at worst. I'm fine with that. Oh, Alexander Petku would be a brilliant purchase for us, but he's way too expensive. Also, not as good as. We got a lot of purchasing to do. We got a lot of purchasing to do. Got to remember as well. We can only really offer about 20. If we're trying to bring in a lot of players here, so we probably don't have the luxury, say, of going out and spending like 50 million on one player. We need to kind of budget our money. I'm not as worried about being like, oh, we need to keep players in the bank. What I am worried about, however, is the possibility of spending this money and being like, we don't really have any left for anything else. There's a guy here at Hertha Berlin. He's German, which helps. He's 26, been at Hertha Berlin his whole career. Born in Berlin. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until every single league has gone through its relegation. So yes, we do need to find ourselves a lot more players to help with this team. Bunch more scouts here. Basic German? No, we need him to learn more German. He's got low jumping reach. But we'll take a look at him all the same. This guy's got the vaunted 4.5 goal star potential. He's strong. He's not small. He is, however, a bit slow physically. You can't buy him yet anyway. He's only 16, but hey, we'll keep an eye on him. This midfielder might be something. Good free kick taking, good Holy Trinity baseline, good crossing. Not unintelligent, looks capable physically, not small. Give him a scout. All right, Ramon Rodriguez. We need to scout you fully. Oh, he rolled low on his first touch. He rolled high on his heading. Rolled low on his tackling. Super high aggression. Rolled low on his pace and acceleration. Rolled high on his acceleration. Rolled low on his pace. Depending on his potential, he could still potentially be one of the best center backs in the world, but he's not, for sure, not as good as he would be considered in some cases. We'll have to just see. He might be something. An okay jumping reach center back from Japan is actually kind of crazy. How long has he been at Vissel Kobe? He's been there for a while. Give me a full report on him. A 19-year-old winger at Kyoto. He could be good. A 16-year-old center back. No. A 17-year-old midfielder at Thales. Lacks a lot of different things. He's not a defensive midfielder because he hasn't got the tackling for it. He's not an offensive midfielder because he hasn't got the passing or first touch for it or the long shots for it. This guy is what I would refer to as a whole lot of nothing. He has high work rate. He has a good base technical level. He has lots of stamina. He doesn't move very quickly, but he is brave. He has good aggression. He has a great personality for a locker room candidate. Good determination. Good teamwork. Like, this guy would be what I would... Like, if this guy had, like, let's say 3 more passing, 3 more tackling, and 4 more marking, I'd be like, oh, hell yeah. This guy might very well be, like, one of the best center defensive mids we get our hands on, at least for a little while. But this guy is just not good enough. This guy looks like he is maybe 3 or 4 years away from actually being any good, and he's also prone, which means he is even less likely to meet that mark. This guy, however... 16 to 20 division, 14 to 18 technique, 14 top tackling, 10 to 15 passing, 11 to 14 marking. This guy is who we're looking for. Give him a full scout. Okay. This guy could be something. Oh, a 16-year-old forward. His physicals leave me a little bit worried, but who knows? Could be something positive there. This guy at Getafe, 16-year-old winger. Lacks at least standout. An 18-year-old centre back who can't jump. An 18-year-old forward who can't jump. An 18-year-old fullback who can't jump. Okay, that's not terrible. That's a good little deal, I think. Sheshko has signed a new 4-year deal with Leipzig. Signing a lot of young players here, which I think is good. Okay. As always, we will, of course, make... Oh, okay. 11 million and 11 million over six monthly installments. So that would be six... That's 3 years, I think. Six monthly. I think it's more or less the... So it's basically 11 million up front and then 11 million over 3 years, which I think is fine. We spent less than that on him. On him. Would you give me 13 up front and 13 over 3 years? Nope. That's wild. Not even like a counter offer. Not even like a no, this is our max. I'm like, that's crazy. Two weeks to Ireland, Moldova. That'll be a fun match. But right now we're more focused on the transfers for BMG. End of season review. Here we go. Jonas Ilbeg was the top signing of the season. Well, Charles Stevenson was the signing of the season. And then there's a bunch of loans. Piliev A+, Billy McGregor B, Yuri Karpenko A+, Christian Pulisic B. We made more sponsorship money. We made more broadcast revenue. We made more corporate and hospitality. We made more competition money. We made more matchday revenue. Our search sales were Eze, Colombo, Pulisic, third place. Stevenson and Colbert. I'll take that. Oh, excuse me. Good. Right, what am I thinking? We need ourselves a few different players here. Hello! Hello, hello. Did Midge just raid me? Yes, he did. Thanks, Midge. Thanks for the raid, buddy. It's appreciated. Double the Cody, double the great times. Anyway, Midge, thanks for the raid. I know you were playing EU4 today. Hope you guys have had a good time with that. I have been struggling with Borussia Mönchengladbach up until recently. We have managed to pull ourselves back out of the shit. We're doing quite well. We have managed to pull ourselves into Europe, so we're in the Europa League this year. We were in Champions League last year. We didn't really manage to do very well in it. However, our squad depth is vehemently lacking. We need ourselves some more talent, basically at every position on the squad. We also have, in a few days, we have Ireland and Moldova. We have some international games that we need to manage. But anyway, as for me, my name is Mikey. You might know me from Midge's expedition over the Component Cast. I've also played games with him on stream, such as Hunt Showdown, specifically. We played a lot of Hunt Showdown together on stream. Otherwise, you can check us out. Well, over there, you can check us out on the Component Cast together, where he will sometimes run games and I will sometimes play in them, or I will sometimes run games and he will sometimes play in them. We played our holiday special yesterday for the Tuesday crew, which Red Moogle ran. Big shout out to Red Moogle. She's in the chat. Otherwise, I also play a lot of variety games. So right now I'm playing Football Manager. We're doing a save wherein we race to glory with squads and teams who haven't won anything in probably about 40 years. Wolverhampton Wanderers, who we started with, hadn't won anything since the 80s. 1980, I think, was the last actual time they won anything. I will need to update this command as well in the future. But we won a bunch of things there. Won the Premier League. Won the Premier League twice. Won the FA Cup twice. Won the Carabao Cup twice. Won the Europa League. Won the South America Challenge. Won 2 Super Cups. Won 2 Community Shields as well. So we won basically everything we could win. We got knocked out by Barcelona in the semi-finals in 2029. So we left at the end of that season. We resigned after not being able to win anything. So we came here to Borussia Mönchengladbach, who've also not won anything since the 1980s. And we are basically rebuilding this squad at this point. We have sold off a bunch of players who were not very good. We're currently trying to sell players who we brought in the first season to flip for money. And we're looking at some U20s World Cup scouting reports here. There's a couple of them who look pretty good. There's a couple of them who we probably will bring in just because they are good value for money. They will sale, say, in 2 or 3 years' time. Yes. So yes, we are busy at Borussia Mönchengladbach. And I appreciate your time. However, tomorrow, I'm not playing Football Manager tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm playing Mass Effect 2. Been replaying the Mass Effect games. I replayed Mass Effect 1 a little while ago. I'm currently replaying Mass Effect 2. And then soon, I will probably start playing either Persona 3 or... What else? What's the other one? Persona 3, or maybe go back to Dwarf Fortress, or maybe some Battle Brothers. I'm not quite sure on what I want to play come the holiday season, but we are doing pretty well, all things considered. We got also, let's just sort out this Ireland squad real quick. So yes, if you do me the favor, hit the follow button. You can find me here basically 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday, 12 noon GMT start, usually around 5 hours of stream. If you hit the follow button, if you let me just hit the follow button. Do me a favor, hit the follow button, and you can check out more of me doing more of the fun stuff. Why are they telling me to call this guy up? He's not very good. Festy should 100% be called up. Andy Lyons is fine. Dean Lehane, who's this guy? Very good. Battle Brothers is hard. Battle Brothers is very hard. I had a lot of fun with it. I've played a decent amount of it before. And I would 100% play it again. Alright, let me take a look at who our main squad is here. Kelleher, Collins, McIntyre, Sirkin, Parrott. Yeah, that's fine. Shaughnessy, Knight, Festy, Dele, Travers, Bazunu, Moran, Mark Connolly, Ferguson, George Horrigan, Alex Murphy, Mike Hoare, BMC, Cyril Abanda, Drew Colbert, Connor Doherty, Cyril Lennon Maher, and Michal Giugri. Yeah, that's fine. That's our squad sorted. Battle Brothers is one of those games that people will people are pretty much okay with you just being like, yeah, we're just gonna do this thing where we will 100% save scum this game because it's so hard. I love Battle Brothers. I love Battle Brothers as well. I'm looking forward to their next game as well, which looks really good. I think they call it, what do they call it? They have it here on the store page. Menace, which is a more like sci-fi version of Battle Brothers, which I'm very much looking forward to. You had menacing your wish since it was announced. Me too. Me too. I am very looking forward to it. Sorry, I wanted to double check something here. We need ourselves a center back. Any role who is at least this good. Top priority. Nobody else really there. Aston Villa want this guy. Well, you know what, Aston Villa? If you're willing to take him, $48 million for George Horan. Do I think he's worth that? I mean, he is an immense player for our team. He has no real potential is the problem, right? Like, this is as good as he gets, basically, right? And if I assume he never grows from this position, do I think he'd be good enough to start for us next year? I would essentially compare him with Mabanza, who is our current starting defensive midfielder. Christian only has him beat in 2 positions, speed and attacking. Everywhere else, he is heavily beaten. Problem is, I need to make a £48.5 million offer for him, and that's way too much fucking money for me to be offering out for this guy. If I offer out like 3 monthly installments of like 25 million, that would be, how much is that total? 35 million. That's 25, and after 50 league appearances, if I give you another 15, that brings it up to 40. I'll make that offer. Koft is much the same. His value is way too high. They asked me to make 125 million offer for him. I cannot get to that money. I cannot do that. That is just not possible for someone. That's just not possible for our club, really. That would be like an amount of money that we could use to actively bring in like 5 or 6 other players who are good. And that's what we kind of need more than anything else. There were saves come, gotta roll with the punches. See, that depends. And yet he wants to go, but he doesn't want me to offer him out. Okay, Andrew, I guess you're staying then. That gives us a backup center back. He's not that good, but he'll have to do, I guess. Do you not want to be sold? I mean, if he doesn't want to be sold, that's fine. We'll keep him. Can we do it this way, where I give you 15 million over 3 years and 20 million after 50 games? This is entirely because I need to keep some sort of money in the bank, so I can actually like do something with the money to bring in new players, because we don't have any real depth at this team, unfortunately. We're kind of stuck with lacking that because of the situation we're in. We just lack depth. That's our big problem, basically. Okay, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to go scouting. Players in range. We're going to clear this, and we're going to search for condition, contract, release clauses, active relegation release clause. Is at most 100 million. Oh. What's his release clause? What is his actual? 2.5 million. Okay. Oh. This guy. Oh, shit. This guy can't jump. This guy has no hops. This guy is literally incapable of getting off of the ground. This guy's our new ball-winning midfielder. Let's search by recommended here. There's this 19-year-old at... Okay. Yep. 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 No. There's this 20-year-old midfielder. Could be very good. Oh, man. It's so hard to pop your feet up when you're actually wearing shoes these days. I don't really have enough space underneath my desk for it. Now. The thing we're going to have to do here is basically search for super cheap who might be able to ship on in a few years. This guy at Burnley, he's German. Another centre back. He's an actual centre back who can jump as well. Balakotchap would be a good cover option for us. I guess. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Active contract clauses release. Clubs in a continental competition is at most 100 million. Oh. You guys probably don't know who this person is, but this is Sasmaz. He is a mod over on the United FM's channel. And he is someone who gets into the... I think he's someone who actually generates in the game, usually every first youth intake. And he can be very good, or he's obviously like, you know, it's one of those things where he generates in Denmark. He can be very, very good or very, very mediocre. And I think having him in would be helpful because he'd be a very, very good backup to what's his release clause? $5.5 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. Have to remember though, we're probably going to make a few sales, so let's just offer that because we're in continental competitions. Don't play with a cam. Hmm. Jumping does leave me a little bit worried. No. Natural CMA, yeah. Center mid on attacks or center mid on attack is a generally underrated position role combo. Let's see what other minimum free release clauses we can find. Oh, this is the same one. Contracts. Active non-promotion release clauses? Ozan Kabak. I mean, his acceleration and pace leaves me a little bit worried, as does his stamina. For 24 million, he wouldn't be terrible, but at the same time, I think I'd rather keep that for a different player. Let's leave it at that for now. I think we have a few players there who can help. Gavin Edwards. Holy shit, this guy wants a fuck ton of money. No, okay, that's fine. Nope. 150 grand? No way. What else is this guy underbid by? Just for me. I think this guy would be very good for us to bring in. We'll see. Might try to bring him in a week's time. Nah, at this point, George, you can just stay there. Right, so Andrew, you're going to go back on the bench. I think your contract's up, isn't it? So we'll be selling you as well in the summer. We're going to try and sell Christian Pulisic, though I don't think we'll be able to. As always, we will bring in players on loan if needs must. We received, what's that, like 6 million? Oh. I actually don't remember what this goal was. Oh, it's one of Drew's, like, hat-trick goals. Oh, it's his free kick. Yeah, it's just banging free kick into the top corner. Great goal. Bazunu, Kelleher, Travers, Cyril, Dennis, Nathan, Connor, Festi, Michael Gregory. Yeah, those all look good. Drew, Mark. Yeah. Yeah. Good to go. When do our loan players return? Probably on the 1st, I think. Soyquist wants to be a star player. Okay, he wants 100k. I'll lock in that. Okay, that wouldn't be bad for. We'll probably end up playing Drew Colbert as our defensive midfielder, which isn't really where I want to play him. But I think it's hard to argue with that, to be honest. We have signed Adalbert as a regular starter. That is a good rotation option for us. Chris is pretty good. All right, we got Moldova here with Ireland in a second. He is 15 though. So, excuse me. Sorry, couldn't get to the mute button fast enough. So there is chance that Jaime might end up in a position where, in let's say 3-ish years time, he grows to a point where you'd be considering him 4 options, right? Because he has a solid base of tackling. He's got 5 big bags of Haribo for your Secret Santa at work. Nice. Sadar's moving to Atletico Madrid for 21 million. Perfect. Could not be happier with that move. This guy looks pretty okay. He's... But might be okay. We got Moldova back-to-back, at home and then away. England smashed the Netherlands 5-1. Good lord. Right, Moldova up now. Gonna be a tough match. I think we can win. Well, I know we can win. We can beat these guys there. There's only really one team in this group who we shouldn't beat, and it's Portugal, and we got close. So we're gonna have to play this tightly, I think. "95 caps and 25 goals for Eze Adibe." That's pretty fucking great. Alright, let's do it. They've got 2 regens in their Moldova squad. They drew, I believe, against Northern Ireland. Good interception there. Shaughnessy finds McIntyre. Finds Ferguson all alone in the middle, and he buries it. That one counts. I just wanted to check something here real quick. That might be Ferguson's record-breaking goal It'll be his record tying goal, I'm pretty sure, at the end of this game. If he does not score again, he will hit 68 goals for his international career and will tie Robbie Keane as Ireland's leading goal scorer. Nearly 70 goals in less than 80 caps. Another good game against Moldova. You might see him hit 80 goals. Sorry, you might see him hit 75 goals, maybe more, in those 80 caps. Ferguson's just scored another one. That'll put him above, I believe, the record. Let me just double check that. It might say here now. No, so he has. That means he has already. He meet the record with his 10th minute goal. He's beaten the record with his 23rd minute goal. Abanda with a good interception. Collins finds Abanda to Horrigan. To Abanda to Hor. Finds McIntyre. Good move from McIntyre. Casey McIntyre finds Ferguson. Ferguson with a hat-trick in 25 minutes. His 70th goal for the Republic of Ireland. That is 70 goals. 86 caps for Evan Ferguson. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a close one. Finds McIntyre. Ooh, McIntyre almost puts one in. Corner kick here now. Shaughnessy's taking it. Into the middle. Horrigan climbs up for it. Can't quite reach it. Colbert to Ferguson. Ferguson shoots. Ferguson with his 71st goal. 4 goals in 34 minutes. So this keeps up. He will have 8 goals by the end of this game, which I think means he'll meet his caps in goals. Good Lord, Evan. Casey McIntyre. Corner into the middle. Unfortunately, no one there for it. But it goes back to McIntyre, who finds Collins on the edge of the box. Collins tries his luck and almost rips it into the top corner. Half-time. What a 45 minutes, guys. Keep it up. Good interception by Abanda to Mike, to McIntyre, back to Collins, to Colbert in the middle. Colbert finds McIntyre, good movement. To Colbert, finds Alex Murphy out wide. Alex into Shaughnessy, taken away, pushed away now again. Collins has it, good touch, good takedown. Horrigan to Colbert, to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy gets around his defender, Puts it into the middle. Ferguson is there. Evan Ferguson buries his 5th goal. Ferguson now has an assist from 3 different players and his own goal from hard work up front as presser. That is insane. Ooh, Evan Ferguson puts in his 6th goal. A hat-trick of assists for Casey McIntyre as well. Hang on. So that would be... He needs 3 more goals to match his caps and goal count. Dumbravo scores 74th minute. Let's take off a few players who probably need rest. George, you can come off. Andrew Moran, you can come on for Drew. Andrew, you can come off for Lennon Maher, and Connor Doherty can come on for Nathan. Alex Murphy off for Dennis Circuit. Corner kick here. Shaughnessy taking it. Whips it. Almost raised up there. Grigory going for it. Abanda finds Shaughnessy on the edge of the box. Shaughnessy shoots and rattles it off the crossbar. Very nice. Not entirely undeserved on the goal count. We've scored a lot more goals than we probably should have. But our XG is still high. Right into the next match against them. We have another match against the exact same team in like 2 days. Right. Ferguson in top form. He's 26. He now has 73 goals and 76 caps for Ireland, which I believe means he is now Ireland's top goal scorer. Yeah, all-time top goal scorer, Evan Ferguson, with 73 of them. Good job, Dan. Stand up for the boys in green, eh? Well, that's really good. That's a really, really good game from him. And I am super happy to have that happen. And now we know that Evan Ferguson will forever hold... Well, maybe not forever, but will, for at the very least, for a long time, hold the international goal scoring record for Ireland. What do you think, Anto? Do you think there he is? Ferguson becomes record Ireland goal scorer. Ireland's 26-year-old Evan Ferguson is the toast of the nation after breaking the Irish goal scoring record in scoring his 73rd international goal in recent European Championship qualifying Group F match against Moldova. He passes the old marker and sits proudly at the top of the list. The previous Irish international goal scoring record was held by Robbie Keane, who amassed 68 goals during his international career. He had 68 goals, 146 caps. We have Evan, who has 76 caps and 73 goals. Nearly a goal per cap I think... Hang on 1 second. Ronaldo. I don't think I don't know if Ronaldo has the same amount of goals. I don't think so. .54 is a bit old. He'd be like in his 40s. He might have retired. Game basically. What about Messi? Oh, they both retired and well, usually one of them would be, what's it called? One of them would usually come in and like be scouts or be coaches or whatever, or even a manager. I've seen it happen where Ronaldo becomes like a manager. In this instance, it looks like it looks like both of them have basically just said, no, we're not going to be playing any amount of matches outside of that. We're both out of football now. Because I think Ronaldo had like 100 and some odd caps, 125 odd caps. I think he had more than that. Hang on. Ronaldo. For Portuguese footballer. He's 39 right now. Yeah, that's fair. How many international caps and goals does he have? He has 207. He was 217 caps for Portugal, and 135 goals. I don't know if Evan will ever get to that point. We'll never gen a player as good as him, as good as Evan. Probably not. But we said that about a lot of players who we had back in the 90s. Like, we'll never have a player as good as Robbie Keane, or a player as good as Roy Keane, or a player as good as, you know, the guys who we had back then. But, you know, I think we could... I don't think we'll ever have that point where we will have a lot of players that good, but maybe we'll have one or two players that good, right? So we've signed Taichi Izui from Leicester for one simple reason. He is going to be an incredible midfielder. You've also signed Michael Solquist from Copenhagen. Two good signings for us. I mean, listen, if you took Evan Ferguson out of this team, the next best player is probably Cyril Mbanda, which is bad, that fact. But we also do have George Horgan and Drew Colbert, who are both in their early 20s. We have Mike Hoare, who's in his early 20s. Johnny Shaughnessy, who's in his early 20s. All guys who can for sure play. Michal Grugri here, who's 18, who can play a decent game. Honestly, I'd be half tempted to sign this guy. The only problem with him is, yet again, he's glacial. He's slow as fuck. But he can jump really, really high. And he's quite strong, too. Mark Connolly's also there. I'll put it this way, right? The biggest miss on this squad, like the biggest problem we have with this squad when it comes to depth, is left back. We have two left backs, both of whom are bad. We have Alex Murphy, who is a centre back, really. He's not a left back. He can cross, he can kind of move the ball, but he's more of a back. And we have Dennis Sirkin, who's also more of a centre back than a left back. even though Dennis can't really jump. The two of them are non-consequential. Our worst position is by far our left back position. And if we actually had a decent left back on this team, which we don't have, we would probably be pretty okay, all things considered. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to run a poll. Will Ferguson... what would he need? He'd need 4 goals, I think, to meet his caps. Is that right? Because I think the cap that he's about to play will be his 77th cap. So... will Ferguson score 4 goals to meet his cap total? Yes. No. He will exceed 4 goals. Alright, guys. Start voting. You got 5 minutes. We're about to head into this Moldova match. By the time we get to the end of it, we'll find out what you guys think. Fabio Chiarola has gone to Sunderland, which is a bit depressing, but okay. We'll see who we're bringing in. There'll be a lot of players who we're bringing in who I'm going to have to like sort out and see who can play in the first team and who can't, and who's going to be a rotational player. Wolves have won a 3rd Premier League in a row. They won 1 with us in 27, 1 with us in 29, and now they've won 2 with Jurgen Klopp. So that's wild. Oh, that's right. I should switch over to this one while I'm doing this. Okay. Dale, thanks for the follow. Ret Neto, a 15-year-old goalkeeper at Pumas, sorry, who can't jump, but has other stuff that's pretty good about him. I don't know. He's also 15. So he could be 3 years' time. Right, we've got Moldova for the second time in this stream. We're playing Kelleher, Ebazele, Collins, Omibadele, Sirkin, Guiri, Horgan, Mike. Do we play Mike? Do we bring on somebody else to cover Mike for the day just to give him a rest? Nah. We might also be taking Ferguson off at like 60 minutes. Yo, can you get help with something? Depends on what the help is. Depends on what the help you need, Dale. Ooh, Andrew almost scoring off a corner. But yeah, Dale, depends on what you need. If you want to ask the question in chat, go right ahead. But it depends on what you need help with. Ooh, Ferguson is in a dangerous spot here. Ooh, Lazar saves it. Ooh, George Horgan scored. Nice. Nice to see that. Mike Hoare, he's going to take this player on. He pulls it in low and hard, but unfortunately there's nobody there for it. Collins takes the ball away to Omibadidele. To Horgan. To Connolly. He turns, takes on his defender, gets around him, pulls it in the middle. Mike comes in and steals that goal away from from Evan Ferguson. Oh, right. Well, there's 2 goals for people who probably needed them. Connolly again. The poll comes back as... Oh, there's 3 different goals from 3 different players in 11 minutes. The poll has come back and all the votes say yes. That Ferguson will score the 4 goals needed to meet his cap total. I'm going to need him to like pop off here in the next like 10 minutes to actually make that happen. I'm going to praise the team. We're up 3-0. Can't really not do that right now. Ferguson is yet to score. We shall see if he manages to pull one here. Bring on Andrew Moran. Right, guys. Looks like you guys were wrong. No goals for Evan Ferguson, but we will bring on Billy McGregor-Coustrain here. I want Ferguson to be fit and ready for our next few games, and taking him off at this point I think just works. Festia Bozelli's score took it away from the goalkeeper's feet. Dale, if you're still in chat, you can ask your question, but do remember that if it's anything that I am not happy to answer, I will refuse to answer it. Good control by Colbert there. Connolly has it. Connolly out wide, attacks, does a great job. Puts it into Billy McGregor-Coustrain, who can't quite get the head down. But it's some good movement from him. Festia Bozelli with the throw in to Guerri, to Collins, to Moran, back to Kelleher, to Omibadidele, to Guerri, who's taking it on, goes out wide to Mike. Mike takes on his defender, gets around him, pulls it back to Festi, who's in a dangerous position. Festia Bozelli scores a brace. we need to make some substitutes here. Oh, Dennis is hurt. That's fine. Drew Colbert's just got himself a second goal. Oh, first goal, actually. Sorry, no, he already had an assist. That's what I was looking at. Good on him. BMC takes it down to Obanda, back to Connolly. Connolly goes to the opposite post to Omibadidele. Puts it to Moran. To Andrew, to Murphy out wide. Pulls it in, Drew Colbert with the second one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different goal scorers with 1, 2, 3, 4 different assist givers. $7-0 Moldova. Well done, lads. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic match. Puts us above Portugal. They would need to beat whoever their 2 games in hand are on by quite a bit to meet our goal difference. So we have a bit of a lead here. Moved up 1 place to 28th. Wow. Wow. That's some good stuff for us. That's the Republic of Ireland show over. So now we're entirely focused now on Borussia Mönchengladbach and and the players we want to bring in there. Excuse me. Newcastle have made an offer for Peter Turpak. More would be nice for us in the Bundesliga, honestly. He'll be fine. We'll manage to get around that with the fact that he's got a really long deal, and even if he wants to leave, we can charge a decent amount of money for him. Alan Maturo on his way out with Wolves. One of the players we brought in at the young age of 15 or 16, I think. Was a very, very good rotational left back for us. We moved up 27 places to 62nd. And FC Bayern are now the top ranked team in Europe. Most improved team was Bodo Glimt, who moved from 415 to 294th. Wow. Good on Bodo Glimt. Oh yeah, Harish Singh. How'd he do at OGC Nice this year? Scored 2 goals. Had a goal in the French Cup. Good on him. Right, leaderboards. We are through that now. We are into the new season. See if anyone's willing to come in for that. That'd be a really good deal for us. I don't think he's that good. We have arguably a better striker already in our midst. So we'll see what we can do. Right. Let's see if we can't make an offer for... Oh, I can't find him. It'll just be easier to do this. This, and then active contract release clauses, relegation release clauses, 40 million. Gavin Edwards. 19 million for a guy who is quick, good composure, great finisher, not bad passing, good off the ball, good mental coverage. Right. That's actually a decent deal, I think. It's pretty good. As for players we should be letting go... Pulisic. That'll do. We have more staff. We have an extra... Well, we have a coach. Because I think someone retired. So let's find a coach here. Nice. Let's take a look at our schedule here. We might need a few friendlies. Right, that's a decent bit of extra money. Also, it would help with the situation that we're going to have to... there we go. It'll help with our problem with trying to get everyone match fit. Because we don't necessarily have a massive squad. But we do have a... we're going to have people who we need to rotate in and out of the team to help with keeping ourselves fit. Cool. Oh, he's going to sign a deal. Okay, cool. $75 million for Isaiah Dibe. I mean, it's one of those ones where, like, I'd like to keep him for one more year, sell him next year. But I know this year is probably when his value will be at the highest, because next year he'll be 30, and 30 is kind of like a tick over point where player values start to kind of tip off after that point. Isaiah Dibe has been a great servant for this club. He's been here for 7 years. And he's done really well for the club every year he's been here. Came here from Barcelona. We'll see. That's one of the ones that if the offer comes in, we might consider it. But obviously up until that point... if the offer doesn't come in, then we don't really need to worry about it. If the offer comes in, then we'll have to accept it, I think. Because 75 million would mean that we could go out and bring in 5 or 6 other players who could help us win. Isaiah Dibe is not irreplaceable. He's a good player, but he's not irreplaceable on this team. We can find wingers who are as good as him elsewhere, I think. I think, at least. So you know what I'm going to do? Florian Muller... undo. Revert. How much is this? 375. If you give us 350 up front, I'll take it. That's enough for us to go out and bring in a super cheap older keeper who can cover. Hell, we could probably find a free German keeper who is going to take a less money than Florian Muller is currently making every week. Tashi Brandon Nozawa. We can't sell you yet. Isaiah Dibe. Right. If we were looking to sell you, it would be 80 million. If we release clause of 75, you need to hit a $75 million release clause. Essentially would be what would happen there. If someone comes in with that offer, then fine. If not, then whatever. Excuse me. Now, I believe I signed Eze Adibe to that deal with the 75 million pound release clause. Personally, I think that would be a great deal for him. We'll have all of our loans come back now as well. I think I'm happy with the players I've bought at centre back over him. He's not bad, but he's not really much better than what we have, and he's also at the peak of his potential, even though he's only 19. Ooh, Benfica and Inter Milan. So what's next here? Yeah, we got all of our loan players coming back. Our loan players leaving. We got all these players coming in to join us. We'll see if any of them are actually any good. We signed some young keepers. We signed a couple midfielders. We signed a striker. Let's interact with the board here. Delayed transfer for a week, yeah. I think with a bunch of loans going out, we'll have a lot more wage budget available. We could also just ask the board for more money, probably, because they have money. Wolves release 9 players and staff. Luis Diaz is available for free, it looks like. How much did they spend on Luis Diaz? Like 35 million? Yeah, they spent 35 million on Luis Diaz. And he was there for 2 years and played 17 matches. Some good money there. Fellas. Okay. Our transfer window has opened and we have officially signed like 12 players. We sold Serdar. He's actually capable of playing as a libero. That's wild. Sure, we'll train him as a libero. On his quickness. Send all signings on an intensive language course. Ortega. You look very good. With a little bit of extra. Your acceleration and sort of stuff like that let me down a little bit. You're injured for 8 days to a few more weeks, so you're fine. You can play as a right back, a wing back on support, not defend. Cool. Taichi Izuni, a little bit better than we thought he would be, actually. Looks like. You'll be a ball-playing defender on cover, with additional focus on your strength. Maybe your jumping reach can come up from a 2 to a 4, maybe. Walter Leon has no real potential, but hey, you're free. Who cares? You can defend. Michael Solquist, welcome to the team, my friend. You'll be a box-to-box midfielder. Yeah, you can do some good box-to-box stuff. Did we promise you anything? I should check that. Central midfielder role. Okay. So what I'm going to do is... Where are you, Michael Soquist? There you are. Put you on the bench. Same with you. Same with you. Michael Soquist can go there, but when he is in, he will be a central midfielder on attack. Until that promise goes away, that's what we'll play him as. Very, very good winger. Very, very good midfielder. Fantastic addition to the club. Can't really do much from set pieces or dead balls. But if we improve, he could for sure do a decent job there. Costello here has an amount of potential. It's not great potential, but hey, it's potential all the same. And yeah, that's everybody. Oh, you have no potential? Yeah, you can for sure go. How much should we pay for this guy? 3.3 million. Bologna make a loan offer. Listen, just pay the 300 and some odd K for him. Nope. Okay, Isaiah Dibe might be leaving because it's met his release clause. He's probably not going to be here very often. We might need an attacking midfielder on the right-hand side because Isaiah Dibe might be leaving for 75 million. Right, let's register these players. Soquist, Alberto. Is there a better director of football out there? Sorry, guys. Welcome to the middle of the season stuff here. Director of football. What does director of football need? Not in mental? Yeah, it's in mental. It's got to be very good. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Welcome to the team, sir. He's a much better director of football than the one we currently have. Loan manager. Very good. You're better than what we have. Fitness. You're not bad. You're okay. Nicholas, you will be leaving on a free. Sebastian, our head of sport, 16 sports science. That's not great. Medical sports scientist. Sports science is at least a 19. Oh, hello. Do you want to be our head of sports science? Fabulous. Who is next? There's a physio. 18 physiotherapy. Very good. A performance analysis who has a 14 and a 13. You, sir. You're leaving. You're leaving. So we are going to need to do a lot of well, we have 81 things to look at here. We're going to need to do a lot of staff readjustment and signing. Let's take a look at these players. Okay, so if we basically are going to lose Eze Adive at this point. He's gone. He's gone to Saudi for 75 million. Which means that Midtjylland want Pulisic on loan. Are they paying his whole salary? No. Will you pay like half of his salary, please? You play some of it. That's fine. Go ahead and take him. Cool. I would love to ship him out for that amount of money, honestly. Happy with that. Right, he accepted the offer, so we need a better sports scientist? Yes. Muller's gone. Don't think that's enough for us to move over more money, but it's definitely a help. Real Madrid have offered me a fucking job interview? What the fuck? What the fuck? Jesus Christ. No thank you, but my fucking god. Reject. We need him for this year's squad. Where's... Is he not in the main team? He's not. Get him in the main squad. Happy with that. That's a good deal. It's a pretty good deal, all things considered. Now, I do need to sign Karpenko to a new deal as well. Important player? Yeah, that's fine. He's our best right back. I'm very happy with that deal. That's actually a very reasonable deal, all things considered. Must have gotten relegated. Yeah, probably. Oh. FM Rage. Hi, friend. Thanks for the follow, buddy. There we go. Now we can afford to sign that English striker who is available because of a relegation release clause. Sergio Conceição has gone to Paderborn. So now if I go to our transfers here, if I go to our finances... Gavin Edwards, the English striker, has been signed. He and Colher will probably be our starting strikers for the... Gavin Edwards. There we go. all in all, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, I think. I think it's a good addition to the club. And maybe in a couple of years we can flip him back to England for a decent amount of money. Ise Adibe's gone to Al Hilal, and Barcelona have gotten 20% of it. They received 13.25 million. Fuck me, that's depressing. So we only got like what? We didn't get nearly as much money as we thought we would there. I think that puts us down to like 15, I think. Ish. Okay. How much money did that give us? We now have 36-ish million that we can leverage into bringing in a right winger. Well, definitely not that amount. We need like 40? 45? 45 million. We need a left winger. This guy's already joining us, but he's not going to be great right now. There's Mark Connolly, who is fine. So we're looking for someone between 47 and 50 million. There's Jaden Adai here, who is under a loan bid. He's pretty similar to Ise. Yeah. Let's make an offer of 15 million up front with 3 12 monthly installments that'll lead up to another 25. That brings it up to a deal of 40. Let's do this instead. 15 and 15. And after 50 league appearances, we'll give you another 15 million. That'd be a very, very good purchase for us, I think. He can play either wing as well, which helps for sure. Jesus Christ. 165 million. 165,000 a week. That's way too much money. I'm sorry, Jaden. We can't bring you in for that money. Is there anyone in the other 19s who we can bring up? That fast, but he might be okay. There has to be somebody around here who we can bring in. Pedro Neto. Yeah, no thanks. Right. Well, we're going to probably make a recruitment focus for this. Right, and they've increased the number of scouts at least, so that's good. Right, we need how many new scouts? We need 3 new scouts. Very nice. 100% take that. This guy's good. Right, that's good. And now we need one more offer. Let's see who is unemployed. Nice. Right, that's all of the people we need to sign. Yeah, he's not that good, is he? Super fast, moderately intelligent, very technically gifted. On way too much money. One second, guys. I gotta go bring out my empty cup. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Listen, Anthony, at this point, you've not come to Ireland. You won't be coming at this point. You're 30 years of age. Vincent Kompany's managing Barcelona. Jesus. Okay, what am I looking for? Yeah, we're fine with this. Nice. Okay. Happy with that. Get rid of him. Doesn't want to be here anymore. We weren't going to make any much money off of him. He was going to be leaving at the end of the year. 8.5 million right now is better than 0 million at the end of the season. Right. Ooh. That'd be a good purchase for us, honestly, now that I'm looked at it. Alright, we got Benfica in a friendly. Nice. There's a little bit extra money. So now we're sitting at 68 million in the budget, and we got... Sorry, we're sitting at a 54 million in the transfer budget with 68 million in the bank balance. With about 200 and some odd thousand in the wage budget. Well, we'll be keeping him around because he's German. All right. It's getting a little cold, guys, so just throwing my slippers on so I warm up the feet. It's getting cold in here. Oh, fuck. Right. This guy wants a lot of money. Oh! That's a lot of fucking money. Right, that's a lot of money, but he would be a great deal for us. We're getting him without having to give any kind of next transfer deal to the next Slavia Prague, which I'm happy with. Probably won't get him because he's probably going to go to Real Madrid instead of going to us. But the best we can do is the best we can do. Okay. Okay, nothing really there. Oh, we for sure need a center back. George Horgan could possibly become that. We would basically be buying him in to train him in as a center back. Which seems like a bit of a waste of his technical capabilities. Let's see if we can get someone in on loan, actually, who's a center back. Because that usually exists. Ben Rosier. Nope. Hey, look, it's Alexandru Petcu. He's back and available. Can we give him another go? I might be able to bring him in, but if we can't bring him in for that kind of money, then I'll bring in somebody else who's available for loan, like this guy. Ed? If they don't take the Petcu deal, we'll take that one. But I think Petcu would be a much better option. Adios, thanks for the follow. Okay. I think we've did a good job here this for this one. We've brought in some good players. We have some players who have returned from loan. Probably do with going out on loan, honestly. So could a few other guys who we have. But we're done pretty alright, I think. Pick without restriction, entire team. Where's Columbo gone? Having Soquist and Arndt next to each other will for sure help. They rejected the bid. Okay, so it is... Ooh. Right, another rejected bid here. All right. Right. I keep projecting it, so fuck him, I guess. He's gone to Real Madrid. Could we loan him from Real Madrid? We could. Okay. We probably will end up having to look for another winger, given that we don't really have very many wingers in this team at the cover positions for the moment. Christian Baldini's moved out. We got ourselves a little bit extra cash money for that. Very nice. Okay. It is just about to close in on 4 p.m. Usually I would go for a bit longer. But today is a transfer sort of special, I suppose would be the way to put it, right? We had 2 matches at the start of the year, then we had at the start of the stream, then we had 2 matches with Ireland, and that's all the matches we've done. Today we have brought in, hang on, team history. We've brought in Michael Soquist from Copenhagen, Gavin Edwards, Taichi Zume, Alberto Ortega, Powell Molarchik, Arturo Almerto, Riddell Castillo, and Walter Leon have come in. And we have let go Eze Adibe, Serdar Sakic, Edward Stupanyan, Winsley Bottoli, and a few other youth academy players who we never really... Oh, Florian Muller as well, one of our backup goalkeepers, is gone. Christian Pulisic has gone out on loan, and so has Adri Sima. We have more money in our bank that we can still spend if we wanted to. Which we probably will spend before the start of the season next week. Who else did we bring in? Nobody here who I recognize. And who did we sell? Did we sell anyone at the end of the year? Timor? No, not really. Yeah. So, we have about 45-50 million left in the bank that we could spend on transfers, which we probably will end up spending. What I'm going to do in my off time here is I'm going to go through the squad planner and take a look at stuff and see where our weakest positions are. Personally, I think it's more than likely going to be centre back or wingers. I think our striker position is all of a sudden very strong, given we have Patrick Colher now and Gavin Edwards. And Billy McGregor-Coustrain, so it's more like this sort of a lineup, which isn't bad, all things considered. I will go through all this in the interim between today and next week, when we will have more FM. We will have Mass Effect 2 modded tomorrow, where we will be doing a lot of loyalty missions and recruiting the rest of the cast. But until then, guys, I'd like to say a quick shout out to everyone for joining. I'd like to thank Midge for the raid earlier. I'd like to thank Promise, Dale, FM Rage, and Adios for the follows today. We are going to basically raid out today. But first, before I leave, I would like to ask anyone who's listening to please check out my YouTube channel and socials. You can find all of our the vlogs. You can find all of our VODs there. So if you're looking to catch up with this save, or maybe you want to go back and watch something from before, or if you want to watch anything else I've done, you can find all of that on the YouTube channel. So, without further ado, we're going to raid out. I think I saw that Dan was live today. Because he hasn't been live in a while, and I want to say hello to him. He is live today, and he is playing in Denmark with Aarhus Fremont. He's already 3 seasons into the save, but I'll give him a quick raid and we'll say hello to him. It's been a while. So guys, thank you yet again for watching. Thank you yet again for showing up and for enjoying the stream today. Big thanks, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow with Mass Effect 2 modded. Bye now.